Ever found yourself saying, "Oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think this would happen, or else I wouldn't have done that. I didn't expect this to happen." Have you ever been in a situation like that? In most of those situations, you immediately realize that a simple precaution or a simple thought just before doing that thing would have completely avoided the situation or the mistake that has happened. But some things in our life are not in our control. We usually don't have all the information that we need to make the best decisions, or sometimes we don't have the experience to get to the right decisions. Or sometimes even we are influenced by the pressure that we get from the society, from friends, and we get into wrong decisions. And the most important reason why we make stupid decisions is our emotions. We let our egos, our emotions, and our biases get in the way of our decisions, ending up in making stupid decisions which can influence our life in a negative way. But we can change that. We can prevent that through critical thinking. Research conducted to predict how intelligence and critical thinking prevented negative outcomes in people's lives has discovered that people with greater intelligence did not make the best decisions, but people who thought more critically made better choices, which resulted in lesser negative outcomes in their life. And in an article, Critical Thinking, the Nature of Critical and Creative Thought, the authors Elder and Paul argue that critical thinking is essential for everyday life. It is essential to analyze and evaluate the information that we are getting, and it will also help us to generate new ideas and new perspectives. So, what exactly is this critical thinking, and how can we learn to think critically? In most situations that we face, we don't question the information that we get. We accept it to be 100% truth, and we come to conclusions or decisions based on the information that we are being exposed to. This is uncritical thinking. When we look at every piece of information that we get very carefully, question the source of information, question the credibility of the information, do further questioning, do our own research, evaluate, and then reach informed decisions after carefully assessing the consequences that will happen because of these decisions. That is critical thinking. It is all about taking a step back and looking at things objectively, considering different perspectives, and getting to sound judgments based on all the evidence that we have. When we think critically, it can help us deal with problems with more confidence, and will also help us to express our thoughts and our ideas more clearly and reduce the impact of misinformation or the emotions or our own biases on our decision making. So when we use critical thinking to question our own beliefs and our own perspectives, we grow as a person. Critical thinking can help us in a lot of ways. Nowadays, we are exposed to a lot of information online related to diet, exercise, fitness, and advice related to health is everywhere. But you cannot follow everything, because what works for someone might not work for you. Critical thinking will help you here. It will help you to question the source of the information, do your own research, and then choose the right solution or the right option for you without just blindly following something or someone and what worked for others. Critical thinking can also help you to make good financial choices by weighing in on your income, your expenses, when to invest, how much to invest. All this will help you to make informed decisions related to your finances, and whatever your financial goal is, critical thinking will help you achieve that goal and will help you plan better to achieve that financial security or that financial freedom that you're looking for. And when you're faced with any tough situations at work, in personal life, or anything, critical thinking can help you go deep into the problem, analyze the different perspectives, and identify the possible course of action which is best suitable for you in that particular situation, instead of just making a hasty decision and getting into more trouble. With so much information available to us at our fingertips, it is very important to differentiate between fake news or fake information and credible information. Whether it's academic information, political information, or any information, even if it's advertisements, critical thinking can help us evaluate the information, and make informed choices which are best suitable for us. So, in every area of our life, planning for the future, making good decisions about our relationships, making decisions about our personal safety, managing stress and emotions, all of them need critical thinking. But how do you develop that critical thinking? So, critical thinking is all about breaking down complex ideas into simple core components and using them in different scenarios to estimate the outcomes and choosing the best outcome for us. So, critical thinking involves asking a lot of questions, developing hypotheses or scenarios or possible scenarios and estimating the possible outcomes and choosing the best plan and going ahead with that plan for us. And there are many strategies which can help you develop critical thinking in everyday life. But this is the one that I choose to share with you guys today. You can also read the research article or research paper. I will link it down below, which has other interesting strategies to develop critical thinking. Check it out if you like it, and it is in the description box. So anyway, you can develop your critical thinking by this simple technique, that is solving one problem a day. It is as simple as that. At the beginning of every day, choose one problem that you want to solve that day, that you're facing, and work on that problem when you have free time during the day. What is the problem exactly? How can I put it in the form of a question? How does it relate to my goals, my purpose, and my needs? Break down the problem into its core components and state the problem as clearly as possible. And now categorize your problem. There are mostly two kinds of problems that we deal with. One which is in our control and we can deal with it, and the other which is not in our control. For example, if your problem is that you don't have a job, this is partly in your control and partly not. Do what is in your control to solve that problem. Prepare a CV, apply for jobs, prepare for interviews. That is in your control. And when we concentrate on the things which are in our control, it makes us more confident and strong. And figure out the information that you need to solve this problem and actively keep seeking that information. Keep collecting that information. Carefully analyze and interpret that information that you're collecting and draw inferences from that information. Draw conclusions from that information. From all those options, what can you do in the short term? What do you need to do in the long term? Always be aware of what is in your control and what is not. And there are always limitations like time, money, and consider all this while planning your short-term and your long-term actions. And now weigh out your options. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages to each of these options that you have? And then devise a plan or a strategic approach to follow to reach that goal to solve this problem. And you have to regularly monitor the progress and make changes if necessary in your plan and your actions to get closer to the solution to your problem. So in short, critical thinking involves asking a lot of questions, developing hypotheses and possible scenarios, and estimating the possible outcomes and choosing the right option for you and choosing the best plan of action for you and go ahead with it. And when you solve problems in your life, small or big, using this approach, you will be able to think better and develop a deeper level of understanding of yourself and your abilities, making you think critically in any situation that you face. So if you found any value in this video, please do share it with your friends and do consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in this video right here. Until then, you take care.